Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Well, doing well.
How's life?
It's good. I can't complain. Can't
That's
complain.
right.
Living the dream. I see. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so what's this about?
So, I know you're quite curious. So, my channel is called Join You.
Yeah.
About last year, I started it, and I kind of wanted to start a channel
Mm.
to um, help individuals kind of share their stories and influence others who might have been on a path and something along the way has um, specifically found them joy or something that has motivated them to do great things and also help them personally, interpersonally, and also others who might be going through anything.
Okay.
So I think nothing scary. It's just more like if we're talking regularly.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
said, let me ask Errol.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely down for sure. I'm always
Okay.
down for something like this.
So I guess start out with saying a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go along and ask you a few questions.
About myself. All right. My name's Errol. I'm
Mhm.
27 years old. Yeah, 27. Had to think about it for a second.
All right.
I'm living out in Buffalo, New York. Originally from Poughkeepsie, High Park area. Um, what else? I'm currently involved in not really. I play basketball. I
Mhm.
have a job. I work for a background screening company, so I work on like pre-employment background checks and
Mhm.
security checks. I do photography. I try to be pretty active in the gym for the most part.
Mhm. Mhm.
I play a lot of intramural sports. I mean, if you know me, I do a lot of athletics. And yeah, that's about it about me in general.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. I guess speak more about your photography and sports, and particularly photography, because that was something I didn't really know about until recently when I started to see your social media and taking different photos and stuff like that.
Okay, so in terms of photography, I started that. I want to say it was my junior year of college. I went to Buffalo State College as a public communications major. I had to take a class that I think it was like intro to basic technology or basic media, something along those lines. In that class, I learned how to use cameras. I already had known a little bit about cameras. I
Mhm.
was kind of interested, but this class kind of brought it over the top. Um, I learned basic about cameras, how to use recording equipment, using different software, Photoshop, Lightroom, InDesign, pretty much all the Adobe Cloud stuff. Um, from there, I was my junior year. I think my senior year, I took another class
Mm.
that kind of just pushed me along further in the photography realm. Really started to like it. Probably a month after that class, it was the first semester. I think I invested in my first camera,
Mm.
which was a Canon Rebel T6. Um, I ended up using that out, learning the basics of how to just really use a camera as my own. I always had the experience
Mhm.
from using it in class and little things I learned online, but then when I actually owned one, it was a different experience. Obviously, I got to
Yeah.
take it with me wherever I wanted to go, bring it places, explore, just really learn the ins and outs of photography.
Mhm.
Um, that brought me to about what was it, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Mm.
Um, I think I want to take that next step. I invested in a newer camera, a little better. I actually sold my camera to a former, so I actually ended up selling her my old camera.
Wow, nice,
Um,
nice.
and then I invested in a new one, got the new one. Then I decided to really kind of raise the business aspect of it.
Mhm.
I think I had learned a good amount about it. Figured might as well make a little money off of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
That point, I had gained some skills with the new camera. My production went up, like style and just general
Mhm.
clean of the photos and whatnot. So then since then I've been kind of in Buffalo freelancing, doing gigs here and there, going to events, really exploring. I'm not from Buffalo, so really
Mm.
exploring the city and learning more about it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's about it.
Nice. Wow. That's interesting how you took a class and then you took it to another level
Yeah,
and now it's kind of like a passion.
exactly.
That's cool. Um, what do you find most frustrating about the whole photography?
Frustrating. From the business standpoint, photography is frustrating just because the market is so, I don't want to say it's diverse, but it's very hard not being from an area and really trying to just expand in photography. So like I go do smaller gigs here and there. I just actually did my first wedding with a friend
Ooh.
of mine this past summer,
Mhm.
which was a real cool thing. She actually got invited to do it, and she kind of brought me along as a second shooter.
Mm.
Just kind of helped me get my foot in the door of wedding photography. If you know anything about photography, wedding photography is like where you can make the most money. Um,
Mhm.
so that kind of got my foot in the door, but also like opened my eyes to realize that there's just it's very hard to like be
Mm.
there. And the best way to network and broadcast stuff, I have business cards and I try to do the whole Instagram thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just really word of mouth. That's like I
Mhm.
think my best. Like once you get one, you kind of gotta hope that someone else tells a friend and brings along someone. Because that's how I, even to this day, have a lot of my work just from people telling other people, and
Mhm.
that snowball effect
Yeah, it's true. Networking is definitely key, no matter what field you're in.
for sure.
That is key. Um, is there anything that you want to do further in the future with photography?
Um, Moving forward, like I said, I like my job now. I do like photography. Um,
Mhm.
I don't want to say I aspire to be like a professional photographer,
Mhm. Mhm. Just
but
hobby.
I do want to use photography to help really more so share my story about more so I almost want to get into videography a little more.
Mhm.
I photography now, but I do want to get more into videography and just kind of indulge in more of the things I want to do, telling my story, since I do believe photography is just the art of storytelling through pictures. But I just kind of want to do that and also do it with other people, telling other people's story. Really, there's not like a money amount I really want to make, or
Right, right.
I do want to kind of just explore and spread more of just the things that I see in life through my eyes.
Mm. When you say share your story, what part of your story in particular are you talking about?
Just in general, my story, like how I came to be. I
Mhm.
really am into motivational type things.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm always about like just trying to better myself and
Mhm.
better the people around you. I really think that the people you keep around you really kind of help your life and the way it goes, and people don't realize that sometimes.
Mhm.
So like late as of late, I've really been just trying to just try to spread that word, you know what I mean? Whether it be, keeping people around you, watching what you do every day, how it has an effect on your life moving forward, and just things of that nature. And I really kind of want to, like I said, use photography and, like I said, in the future, more so videography to
Mhm.
really kind of create and kind of, whether it be like something like you're doing or a vlog or
Mhm.
something along those lines, a podcast I've even thought about just to
That'd be
kind
cool.
of,
You know, it's something that it takes time, just little steps, and that's what you're doing right now. It doesn't all come at once. It just takes photography, then videography, but you also have to know what you're doing. You can't just do it unless you just now naturally talented. But
yeah. No, I agree for sure. And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why when you told me you were doing this, I was definitely down just because wherever you're at, I can always respect a step in someone trying to just
Mhm.
trying, because that's really the first step at everything. Just getting your foot in the door.
That's
That's
cool.
what I do with photography. I really had no experience. I don't have like a uncle or
Mhm.
mom who does photography. Um, so I kind of just invested and like, all right, we about to make the best of this and
Hey, that's right.
let it rock. You know what I mean? Get the ball rolling and see. Like I said, it's led to money. It led to connections. I've been in events. I've been in just the different things with it that like I would have never done or even been exposed to without.
Are there any photographers or videographers that inspire you?
Um, Truthfully, there's a few people on Instagram I look at. I can't remember names exactly,
Mhm.
but it's like I think photography is more its own art form. So like I can look at something and just like it. I wouldn't say that I aspire or am inspired by anyone,
Mhm.
but like I kind of respect and admire everyone with their own different style, because
Nice choice.
everyone's pictures are different. Everyone could take a picture of the same exact thing,
Mhm.
and it'd be different angles, different lighting, different way they choose to edit the photo.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's their own thing, you know what I mean? So I can never really, oh, I don't like that. Or if I don't like something, I just know it's not my style. I can still
Mhm.
respect the art though. And I feel that's the way about everything, whether it be people and their personality in general. Like I might not like someone or maybe this person rubs me the wrong way, but I'm learning as I grow older, like maybe that's not my type of person, but I can respect where they're coming from and the
Right.
decisions they make. But
Yeah, I like that respect.
that's what kind of where I'm at with it now.
Mhm. And how, like, is there anything you want to do with sports? Because I know you're into the whole
Sport,
sports thing, and now.
yeah, I'm big on sports. Eventually, some point in life, I do want to coach, whether it be football, basketball, or track. I have coached before. I coached I coached football back in FDR like a year or two after I graduated from
Oh,
there. And just trying to learn more about the industry and just coaching in general. I actually have a part-time job at a private school up here, so I'm
yeah,
kind of trying to get my foot in the door with them potentially,
that's
like
look at you.
roster. But yeah, just the sports. I also do a
That's
little
important.
person.
That's key.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always about sports, so like yeah, I do want to coach. Um, that's the only thing I got left. Like I said, I do intramural sports. Back in the day, believe it or not, I've been on the
Where are you? Basketball,
you
football.
know what I mean?
I
I
don't know
think
what else you did.
you was on the track team back in the
Oh
day.
yes, oh yes, yes. We were track stars. That's right. That's
You know, but like, yeah, those days are behind me. So the best thing I could do now is try to teach other people. How
That's
to,
right. That's right. Somebody taught you. Now you have to return the favor to somebody else.
exactly, exactly.
Oh. What um from like sports, photography, videography, what do you find like what joy comes out of both of them?
Um, in terms of photography, like if I'm doing my own personal thing, just walking around somewhere doing my own personal shots, I
Mhm.
think just the exploration and being able to go different places and like kind of share and show where I've been. I just recently took a trip to Arizona, and
Mhm.
like I said, some people haven't been to Arizona will never be to Arizona.
True.
So, for me, taking a picture there and just showing all places I've been I get joy from that and just showing other people and
Mhm.
even looking at other pictures. So you see all these random parts of the world, Egypt, Paris. For people who haven't like traveled or anything, it's real inspiring to see other places that
Yeah.
may spark something in them and they might travel somewhere. In terms of sports coaching, I really just enjoy teaching in general, teaching the youth, teaching people to do things they either don't know how to do or just drop any knowledge on them I can, just so
Mhm.
they can better themselves in the future. Hopefully, something they can use.
Nice, nice.
But
Is there something you would change that you have done so far or done differently?
what do you mean?
In terms of like coaching, you wanted to coach something else or
Um, in terms of change, I'm not sure there's anything I would change. Truthfully,
Mhm.
I like everything I've done so far. I don't really like to live with regrets either. So, you know,
Mhm.
I kind of take it day by day.
Right, right.
I kind of go with the flow. If something new sparks my interest, I'm
Mhm.
trying to be real open to anything. So if something new sparks my interest, I want to be able to attack it and just go for it, not really, wallow around.
Mhm.
I want to be in the moment and just kind of attack.
Nice, nice.
Uh,
I want some advice or just word of encouragement to those who might be interested in photography, videography, or coaching.
Um, get out there. That's the best thing I can do. Get out there. Um, invest in a camera. There's a lot of you can find great deals on cameras.
Mm.
Uh, whether it be Facebook Shop, um, Let Go, all these different places. just it doesn't need to be the most expensive,
Mm,
biggest camera. You can learn the basics on a real cheap camera, like spending $100 some probably. There's always people giving them away, not knowing what to do with them. If it's something you're interested in, make the investment because you
mhm.
spend way more money on other things. We all do. It's not that hard. Don't get me wrong. It's an investment, but if you're something you're really
Yes,
interested
it's
in,
true.
go low, go get something cheap, whether it be a Canon like Rebel series or
Mhm,
something along those lines, equivalent on Nikon or Sony, and just kind of work your way up. Like
mhm,
learn the basics, learn of like actually having a camera because that's something. Whether like I had before I had mine, I was using other people's and just using the schools. We were renting it out, and it
mhm.
was cool, and I learned what I had to learn. But like it wasn't my own. I couldn't have it
Right,
like
right.
in my house all the time. With my first camera, I beat that thing up. It was a great camera. Don't get me wrong, but like I dropped it. I'm like, shoot, I gotta live with that. I bought this, so now
Mhm,
that was teaching me a lesson. I can't just be lollygagging. This is my own money. This ain't the schools. This is mine. So I kind of had to learn
mhm.
that. For anyone involved trying to learn